Voco. Hello. It's been good. Thank you for coming by. Thanks for making it. Yeah, it's okay you make it to the past two streams. No big deal. No big deal.
Yeah.
Fluffy, good to see you too. Yeah, we're gonna be starting here in just a minute. Right now we're just chilling, waiting for some people to get in. Ground Pounder, good to see you. Danny, how are you doing this morning?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Danny and I were chatting for the past maybe 20, 30 minutes, just getting things ready.
Having a little bit of fun with it too.
Yeah, oh yeah, you know it. Aiko, hello, hello. First time chat, good to see
Hello,
you.
Ico.
Oh, is that someone that you know as well?
Yep.
Mooney, hello. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Um, you know what? Why don't we just hop right into things? How does that sound?
That sounds good to me.
All right. Let me switch over to my other music. We'll do that. I'll turn on some ambience, and we're gonna go over to the other chat. Hello, everybody. You might notice things are a bit different today. We have a bit of a different view than usual.
It's quite the view.
Yeah, it's a great view. We are excited to have some fun. Is this just from the Twitter post? Yeah, this is the same background. This is the same background. Luis, hello, hello, good to see you. Nice to see people trickling in. Um, yeah, so Danny and I have known that we have a shared interest in size kink. And so when we wanted to collab, we thought it'd be fun to maybe talk about that. Um, Quick question for people in my stream. Is the audio okay? I have the music going, I have some ambience going. Just want to make sure that there's nothing too, it's not overpowering. All good. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Danny was nice enough to reach out to me and ask to collab. So we were thinking about what we wanted to do together, and we thought that this was a fun thing to talk about.
Exactly. It's a very big thing that we have in common.
Yes, very very big thing. Um, so yeah, oh, Helios, hello. Thanks for hanging out. I'm a bit louder than usual, but otherwise good. Okay, cool. You know, if I'm a little louder than usual, I think that's okay. It kind of fits the um the theme, you know. If I have a big booming voice.
Exactly.
Raz, hello. Welcome. Thank you for following. Um So yeah, we just had a couple points that we can kind of start going down. The first question that I have for you, Danny, and then we can kind of go back and forth on this. But actually, you know what? I think this is probably a good thing to start with. I realized that I didn't even include. Danny, why don't you tell us what is size kink for people who don't know?
Oh, that is a good one to start with.
Yeah,
Well,
right? I mean,
yeah,
I could give my own opinion as well, like,
yeah.
because there's a little bit of, like, objectivity and, like, opinion
Oh,
in this, but, like,
absolutely there is.
yeah. So, why don't you give us your version? What are we talking about today? What is size kink? Why do I have a city background? Um, what's going on? What is this?
Well, at a base level, size kink is essentially just size difference.
Yep,
The
yep.
scale really depends on kind of what you're into.
So what are we talking, like, someone who's 6 foot versus someone who's 5 foot, like
It's like it can start there, and then eventually you can have someone like maybe like the size of an ant and someone the size of a planet.
whoa, that's a big difference. That's a surprise to me. Whoa.
I've seen a little bit of everything throughout the
Yeah, yeah.
years.
No, so I mean, they're Danny's completely right. I mean, it could be anything, like, if you've ever seen people who like, content with, like, Amazons, you know?
Yeah,
Like, really, really, big enough to put me in a pocket. Yeah,
yeah,
that's adorable, I like that. But yeah, like, Amazons, so just, like, really tall people, or even, so, like, could be anywhere between 9 and 12 feet tall, or could be, much bigger, and could even be either the size of a building or much bigger than that. Um, so yeah, like you said, it could be anywhere from just slightly taller to like planet size. It really depends on what you like. Because I know that there's people who really enjoy like um, galaxy level, like
yeah.
planetary sizes, and
Extreme size difference.
that's not personally my thing. I actually don't. I don't wanna say I don't like extreme sizes, but it's not my usual flavor, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? It's kinda like if I prefer chocolate, but I'm not really into vanilla, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it's a preference thing.
Yeah, exactly, but it's all under the same umbrella of size difference, size kink, um, um, that whole genre.
Yeah, it's a pretty large umbrella.
Yeah, exactly. So now that we kinda know what size kink is, um, Danny, question, what got you into it? How did you learn about size kink? How did you even learn this was a thing, or that it was the thing that you liked?
I want to put that down to things that I have experienced while growing up. The bog standard, like, oh yeah, you're growing up in the certain time period. You saw Honey I Shrunk the Kids a lot.
Yeah,
You saw
yeah.
size stuff in like cartoons.
I would like to say, the Magic School Bus.
Yep, Magic School
That's
Bus.
Yep. I mean, there's so many media that, for whatever reason, dealt with either shrinking or growing or whatever. So it's no wonder that that people got an interest in this kind of thing. Glasses, hello,
Yeah,
good to see you.
it's like specifically like the '90s to early 2000s. There was so much in like everything. Like,
Yeah. That's funny. Glasses asked, "How tall doing?" And then Glasses corrected himself saying, "How y'all doing?" That was good.
that's good.
I don't know if that was on purpose, but that was very funny. Um, so yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, so do you think that's really the main factor, or was there anything else?
It's like I think it was a build up. Kind of like
Sure.
experienced it and I'm like, "Ah, that's kind of neat." And then over time it's just like, "Okay, I kind of like this." And then it just
Yeah.
becomes,
Oh, for sure.
"Oh god, I really like this."
Um, sorry, I'm working on banning a bot.
I see this.
Uh,
I saw that bot.
okay, yeah, thank you. Um, this is why I need to work on getting mods as well,
It's like I
so
have
I don't
both
do
chats
everything
up right now.
myself. Okay, thank you. Um, and okay, so for me personally, it was actually more of like a build up, um, uh, I can see a chain of events that actually led to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for me, it was obviously exact same thing as you. There's everything that I consumed in media. Just always mentioned that kind of thing, but I don't know if that in of itself was enough to like push me over to that, you know what I mean? Like, it was just kinda like a sprinkling. It kinda, like, laid the seeds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but then, for whatever reason, and I don't wanna psychoanalyze myself, I'm sure I could, but, growing up, I, always had a, foot fetish. And so
Right.
that's how it started. But then when I realized like, oh, the internet exists and I can just search for images and whatever I want. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I literally just went on Google and searched for stuff. And one of the images that came up a lot of the time were like people stepping toward the viewer, like the camera or whatever. And I was like,
Exactly.
"Oh, that's a really interesting view. I wonder if there's, like, a name for this." And there was. And so that actually got me into the whole, like, size difference, giantess stuff. We haven't mentioned it, but, a lot of size difference, has also been kinda equated to, like, giantess. And there's also giants as well. So, I mean, there's
Yes.
any, like that's it's not just, females, there's people like, big, men as well. But, it's just more of a preference kind of thing. But yeah, so that's kinda what got me into the whole size difference thing originally. And then once I started exploring that community and other content, then obviously I got into a lot more than just that.
Right.
So yeah, so that's kinda how I got into it. Danny, what are your favorite aspects of size kink?
Let's
So, like,
see.
what things in the size kink do you really, do you enjoy consuming?
There's a bit. There's quite a list.
Okay, alright. We can go one by one. I mean, same here, you
Yeah.
know?
Like, I think the main one for me is like the sub dom dynamic.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That is a big one. And
For those who don't know, like, I think that one of the reasons why, size kink and, size difference and so many other, like, sub-genres, like sub-kinks within size
yo,
difference,
thank you for the
um,
raid.
are so, appealing to
Appreciate that.
people is because, it is very, it's very like you said, it's the sub-dom dynamic. It's all about power dynamics.
Yeah.
So people really like this feeling of some people like the feeling of helplessness and the loss of power, and other people like the feeling of, the gained power and, feeling that, control over themselves or other people.
It's like a very specific rush. Feels
You
good.
know, Voco, that's true too. People do love getting stepped on.
That's facts. That's
You know
fair.
what? And you know what? Raise his hand, over here. I That's no secret, of mine. You know what? Here, since no one's redeemed it, but I'll do it anyways. There you go. There's
There it
some
is.
steppies. There's some steppies for you, okay? Cheesecake, hello, or Cheeks Cake. I love that name.
That's
Thank
good.
you for the first time chat. Hello. I also love Oh my god, I haven't had a chance to go to Secret stream in a while. I love seeing the uh Secret's new stomp
That's a good
uh
emote. That is a good
animated
emote.
emo. Oh my god, that makes me very happy. Voco, thank you for redeeming. You know what? I'll leave it on for a while just because you guys redeemed it. Mwah, mwah. Yeah, so we'll leave it like this while we talk for a little bit. Balance is restored, you're right. Giants can be protective, which is nice. Be safe with giant. Yeah, exactly. And so like I said, we're talking about the power dynamics of sub dom and stuff like that. And while a lot of that can deal in the more um you know, playfully cruel or even right out cruel and violent kind of content, it can also, like you said, be very gentle and protective. It can be something as simple as someone holding a tiny person in their hands and protecting them, or nuzzling them against their cheek. It can all be very wholesome and
Yeah.
and nice.
Hi, that's me. That's mostly
Yeah,
me.
yeah. See, and the funny thing is I'm on the opposite side of Danny, where I'm like, "Hey, I like the more, I'm trying to think of a good word for it. Like I said, playfully cruel,
Yeah.
that's kind of because I like that power dynamic of the, like, bigger person being able to, show off their power to the tiny people.
Yeah.
Otaku, hello, good to see you. Subdom also tends to get into BDSM category of things. Yeah, exactly. Um, I mean, it really all does come back to, uh, subdom culture. Like anything that you see can always kind of like wrap around to that just like power dynamic, I think.
Yeah, I would
And
agree.
also yeah, and another thing to point out actually is there are people like for people who are into size difference, it is not always specifically a kink or sexual thing.
Yes.
For some people it is completely safe for work. It is very just like if you've ever seen what's that movie called? Fuck. I think it was Studio Ghibli, wasn't it?
Oh,
The
Arrietty.
Arrietty, yes. The Secret was it The Secret
Secret
Life or
Life
The
of
Secret
Arrietty.
yeah, Secret Life of Arrietty. Um, that is a wonderful film, and I think also inspired a lot of people, especially for those who like the safe for work stuff. It's just
Yep.
kind of like a cute story, and, that size difference really just shows, like it's not even in that case, it's not like a sub-dom thing. That's more just like "Oh, there is this tiny thing that I want to protect." Um, and also just getting to explore the world in a different, perspective, I think is really cool for some people. Like,
Exactly.
how the most mundane, um, uh setting can suddenly be seen as very fantastical,
Yeah.
um, and so I want to kind of walk back what I said earlier. When I said that it can always come back to subdom culture, I think that's more for the NSFW kind of side of things. But that's
Yes.
maybe not always the case for the safe for work people and the people who don't
Yeah.
necessarily have it as a like sexual kink, but more as just like
An interest.
an interest. Yeah, exactly. For some people, it's just very like comfy for them.
Yeah.
Um, so while for me it is most certainly a kink, I would say that for other people it's just like, hey, I like this thing, and that's okay. It's okay to for both sides.
Exactly. And like this is a little fun fact to me. I like being the gentle one, but in return, I really like being treated cruelly.
Okay, so you like being gentle, but then you like it when other people are not gentle towards you.
Exactly.
Okay, I love that. No, I mean, yeah, that makes sense because it's um you're getting a little taste of both, you know.
Yeah.
Let me see. Classes. There's something to having someone tall that is amazing. Yes,
Yes.
that is very true. I say the bigger, taller they are, the more love they can share. Exactly, otaku. There's the more there is of someone, the more there is to love. Um, Luis, this is all interesting to hear. I've always gravitated towards taller people. Kind of starts at me not being tall. It's kind of comfy.
I
Oh, that's
feel that.
nice.
That's
Yeah,
relatable.
it's funny. I'm not that tall. I'm like I don't mind talking about it. I'm 5'9".
Hey.
So that's average, Um, but I think I'm technically l- s- shorter than average for men. I think men are usually at least 5'10", right? Isn't that more of the average? I'd have to
I
look it
think
up.
so.
Which I mean, an inch shorter is not that much, but
Yeah.
you know what? For me personally, the fact that I can say I'm below average is actually like a good thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. And me over here at my like 5'4" self.
oh, that's you can't see it, but I'm patting your head.
I will accept the head pats.
That yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, like and it's funny because so I've always joked about like wanting to be shorter, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so I do have a funny aside. If you can, because I'm horrible with train of thoughts, put a pin in where we are in this current conversation, like what we're talking about, um, just so we can eventually get back to this.
Yeah.
Um, but my a funny aside is that my when I went into the doctors maybe 2 years ago, it was the first time I've really been to the doctors in, like, actual years, like, maybe 6 to 8 years,
I
just a
feel
long
that.
time. Um, and so I hadn't really ever gotten, measured in a long time. But I've always been 5'10". That's just, like, what I've always been, you know what I mean? Um, and so I went to the nurse and she goes, "Oh, how tall are you?" And I say 5'10." And she looks me up and down and says, "We'll see about that." And
Oh,
I'm like shook. I'm like, What? What? Excuse me?" And, she goes, "Yeah, let's go get you measured." And she brings me over to, like, the measuring thing, puts me over there, and, like, measures me, looks me up, like, inspects me, and goes, "Yep, that's what I thought. You're 5'9." And I'm like, "W you could tell an inch's difference just by looking at me?" Like,
damn.
she was like, "I think you're lying." I'm like, "I'm not lying because I wanna be 5'10". I think she thought I was compensating. I thought it was like that thing where, like, where people say they're, like, younger than they are kinda thing,
Yeah.
you know? I think she thought I was, like, trying to, like, probably like, "Oh, I'm 5'10". She, like, looks at me and she's like, "Yeah, we'll see about that." I'm like, "Okay, fuck you too, I guess."
Damn, that is some Dom energy there.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, listen, I'm not gonna lie, it was, like, a little, hot under the collar, you know what I mean? But I was like, "What the?" It was funny, I was too offended in the moment, though, to find it, like,
Yeah.
appealing, you know what I mean? I was like,
Just
"Excuse me?"
just so
And
taken aback by it.
the fact that she was right made it so much funnier. Like, Louise, I love how you said, "Damn, those are some experienced eyes." Yeah, you're right. Because again, it wasn't like she said that and she was wrong, like, she was 100% right. So, now I guess I shrank at some point and I'm 5'9". Maybe if we can just keep that going, we'll see how small I can get.
It's on the way.
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually part of the fun that I really enjoy about the model I've done, where, like, I'm the crab as opposed to, like, Liv, you know?
Exactly.
Um, Because crabs are inherently small, so I get to be tiny, you know?
Yes, that is true. Cryptic from my chat said that you shrink with age, to be fair.
And that's true, but I just, like, listen, I'm not that old, though. Like, I I don't mind talking about it. I always feel like talking about age is, like, taboo in, like, the VTuber community because people always put, like, question mark, question mark, question mark, or
Right?
whatever for their age. I'm 29, so I'm turning 30. Um, and yeah, like, I'm that's sure, I'm about to hit the big 30, but I'm not that old.
Yeah,
Like,
like
you would think that the, like, shrinking process happens, like, yeah, maybe when you're, like, 50, 60, but not when you're, like, in your 20s. What? And again, this didn't happen this year. This measuring thing happened, like, 2 or 3 years ago. So, like, at that point, I was, like, what, 26? Like, so, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
It just happens.
Yeah. I'm gonna read chat here for a sec. Voco, it's been a while since I've been measured. I'm pretty sure you're around 6'1". Yeah, I mean that's. I don't want to say that's normal because anything above 6 feet is pretty tall.
I would say so.
Um, yeah, it would be fun if the crab was 5'9". Yeah, no, that's okay. I don't mind being my tiny self because then I wouldn't be able to sit on Liv's head. I gotta.
See, that's a
I
good
like
point.
I like my perch.
That's a very good point.
Exactly. Um, Let me see. Probably be taller than Phil than that. Every inch you shrink, someone else grows. Listen, I'd be okay with that. That
Yeah.
sounds like a fun scenario. And that is a scenario, actually. That's like an actual uh kink, I think, where it's like size stealing or something.
Yeah, it is.
I've never done a lot with it, but I know that is like part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've seen it before.
You see it around every now and then.
Yeah. Otaku says short kings for life. Fluffy, I would hope I'm still 5'6". I'm already one of the shortest in my family. I'm so sorry. Helios, cats did face sitting before it was a thing. Now we have cat girls. What? I mean, listen, if cat girls wanna sit on our faces, I don't think anyone would complain.
I mean, I haven't had any complaints.
Yeah, there you go. Danny, you have direct experience with this.
I do have experience with this.
Danny, since it's come up as our local, cat girl expert, um, please tell us, how do people feel about cat girl face sitting?
They seem to be all yeah, thank you, Aiko. There's one
Good, I
form
see
of
no
evidence
complaints
right
here.
there.
Good, good.
I think a certain, someone else that we both know hasn't had any complaints either.
Okay, good, good. I'm happy to hear that. Um, okay, awesome. So back to what we were talking about before. This is why I said I wanted to put a pin in what we were talking about. I think we were talking about what are your favorite aspects of size kink. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think you even really went into it, did you?
We got to the sub-dom part and then
And that was
trailed
it. And
off.
then, yeah, exactly. Okay, so obviously we know the sub dom stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you really enjoy in the kind of size kink space?
There's a lot that falls under,
Oh,
like, the sub-kink umbrella.
glasses redeemed crushies. So
Nice.
there we go. We'll do a minute or two of crushies. Thank you, glasses. I hope you enjoy the crushies.
I love that. That is too good.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoy it. I know I do. Oh no, says glasses. The sweat.
uh,
Ayo, ayo, ayo.
s-
Yeah.
speaking of which, that is another thing that I also enjoy.
Glasses, it's not too much. I'm sorry. This is not enough.
It's
Um,
just facts.
you enjoy steppies as well?
I do.
Okay, that's I mean, it's one of the most common, I think, things in size kink. I mean, I've legit seen people complain there's too much of it, which if you're not into it, that's fair, I understand, but, like, obviously, as someone who is into it, listen, you can't have or ever have enough.
Yeah. Like, as a general rule of thumb, if you are poking around size stuff, you're gonna see a lot of feet. It's gonna happen. You're gonna
Oh,
see them.
absolutely. Like, you just have to be ready for that, even if you're not into it, and I have seen people who aren't into it initially who become more open to it over
Hello.
time,
I
you
am
know?
said people.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. "Hey, Liv, in a non-vor related way, could I make some crab curry with you?" I'm sorry to tell you this, but if you're saying you want to eat me, um, that's like wait, if you could I make some crab curry with you? If you're asking to use me as part of the crab curry, then 100% that's for.
Yeah.
But if you are saying you wanna use another crab that isn't me, then sure, whatever. Like, also I think is it cannibalism if I like seafood?
You
Like, I guess as
know,
long as I don't eat crab, but, like
yeah, as long as you don't eat crab, I don't think that
but,
counts.
hey, can I tell you a secret between us? But
Yeah.
just between us, no one else can hear, okay? Like, I'm gonna whisper it to you, okay?
Okay.
I really like crab.
I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good.
Crab is fucking delicious.
Really is.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to alright. That was our little sidebar. We're
Yeah.
back. We're back, everybody.
Yeah.
Um, how is Steppies, related to size kink? Technically, Steppies isn't like, it doesn't have to be size kink. Not at all. I mean, obviously, everyone can just be the same size. someone could just like laying down and being stepped on. Like I've maybe had that happen to me, maybe, who knows?
Nice.
But like at the same time though, like if I guess there's 2 things. One, some people like the idea of being smaller and also being stepped on. Um Mods ban streamer for self promo. Well, guess what? I am the only I am the mod.
You are
So you
the
have to go
mod.
through me. Yeah, exactly. This is a dictatorship. Um, but yeah, so, like, for example, there are people who like the idea of being tiny and being stepped on. And actually, for me, I guess the reason why I got into it in the first place is because, while I like, feet and the idea of being stepped on, in my head, it's like, okay, well, if I'm tiny and that happens to me, it's basically the same exact thing, but just more of it. You know what I
Amplified.
mean? Amplified, exactly. And so in my head, I'm like, "Oh, sounds amazing." Um, you know, would that be more dangerous, and could that potentially be, like, fatal in that kinda scenario? Maybe, shrug, but also it's fantasy, so it doesn't really it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
Um, and that's the thing is that in my head, even in those more, like, cruel, fatal kinda scenarios, um, some people really don't like that, and that's fair, that's valid, but for me, I don't really care because I see it as fantasy, so, like, it kinda, like, shows, like, well, what would be the ultimate, like, sub-dom, um, situation? And it's like, okay, well, if someone were tiny enough that you could just step on them like a bug, that's pretty dominating. That's you know what I mean? Like, I can't really think of anything more dominating than that. Um, so in my head, as a fantasy thing, that's just a very, like, appealing scenario.
I would agree, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Danny has good taste. Danny, I'm glad we've had you on. Mwah,
It's
beautiful.
a pleasure to be here, in
Thank you.
like-minded company.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Um, so yeah, so, as a long way of answering your question, steppies are not specifically size related, but it very much can be.
Yeah, it just makes it, bar the pun, bigger.
Yeah, exactly. It just amplifies it. So let me see. Oh, so I guess I really haven't talked about my favorite aspects. I mean, we just kind of went into it. Obviously, the steppies aspect is one of my favorites. And then originally, so this is kind of what we were talking about before. Correct me if I'm wrong, Danny. You said that you weren't into like steppies and stuff before, but you got into it the more that you like delved into the size kink community,
Yeah,
right?
like, I
Okay.
started out not really into the whole idea, and then, like, over time, I'm like, "Okay, this is not bad," to, "Feet are pretty cool."
Yeah, right. You're like, I don't like it. Oh, okay. I guess I can tolerate it. And then you're like, okay, no, I like it. You
No,
know?
no, feet are
Um,
pretty cute.
yeah, right. And that is how I was with Vor. So Vor I thought was I kid you not, I thought it was disgusting in the beginning.
Right?
Um I never harassed anyone or told that to anyone, but just in my head I was like, "Oh, like that's gross." Cuz it's like, you know, "Hey Vil, VL. Is that virtually lewd? Is that
That's
who
what I
you
was
mean?"
thinking, I'm like,
That's the only VL I can think of. But I know of them. I don't
"Same."
actually personally know them or anything. Um Yeah, I know of them. That's all I can say. Hey, but they seem cool. The So that's how I was with Vor because in my head I'm like, "Oh, like Vor is about eating people. Like that's like cannibalism. Like what the hell? Like what's you know what I mean?
Yeah,
How is that a kink? How is that appealing to people?" Um but then the more I saw of it, the more I genuinely understood what it was about, what's appealing about it. Um, and and we'll actually get into that. I actually have stick around. viewers, because we have examples that we can start showing you in a little bit once we're, done going through some of this.
Yes.
But I do have examples to show you that would kind of illustrate, some of these kinks and what we like about it and that kind of thing. Um, but yeah. So yeah, we do have examples. So you'll be nothing explicit, nothing that'll
Yeah,
get us in trouble with Twitch. But it does kind of show off examples of the kinks that we've been talking about.
exactly.
Um, so yeah, I guess I'll save the reasons why I like it for like when we get into the examples. But is this art you commissioned? No, it is not my personal art, and I'll even shout out the artists as we show the art itself.
Yes.
But no, I don't own this and I didn't commission this. Now, have I commissioned size work in the past? Yes. Um Nothing with Live or VIL or anything. Nothing, but do I want to in the future? Yes, very much yes. Actually, I mean, technically I could actually show some of the art that I've gotten done for my end cards. If you follow my YouTube and you see my end cards, some of those actually are very much size difference related. Um, if you've seen like the lollipop one or the steppies one, those are all kind of in the realm of size difference, size kink, without being very like explicit about it.
Exactly.
I wanted it to kind of be something that was like size adjacent, but also not very like uh not so explicit about it that someone who was not into it would look at that and be like, "Hey, what is this?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to be aesthetically pleasing even to someone who's not into size difference at all. Oatsmate, hello, thank you for coming in. Thanks for the first time chat. Yeah, I've seen the one with the feet. Hey, listen, I know what I like. I know what the people like. I'm just doling out what the people want. Um, yeah, so that is those are our favorite aspects of size kink. Um, Danny, what are other sub kinks? We kind of talked about that actually. What are other sub kinks within size that you most enjoy? We kind of went over that, but if there's any others you haven't mentioned, I mean, you can
Ooh.
do that now if you'd like.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many
Okay,
aspects of
so
it.
you don't have to go into all of them, and also, I would say maybe let's try not like, we can obviously go into it a little bit, but let's obviously not get,
Yeah,
like,
not
explicit or
not
anything.
explicit details.
Yeah, exactly, but, come on, you can name anything that pops into your head.
Just as we were just talking about a little bit ago, vor is another thing that kind of like started out kind of got kind of like that's kind of good. I like that.
Yeah, and also for the I mean, we're also gonna shout her out in a little bit for sure, but I just wanna
Yes.
mention now anyways, Vexoria the Sun Eater, if you have never, seen her content. Um, I think most of you have if you follow me, but if you haven't, Victoria the Sun Eater, her whole shtick is around size difference, being giant, and eating people.
Yep.
So, like, if you like that kind of thing, you like what we're talking about, please go check her out. If you just search Vexoria, like you will easily find her, especially hey
Yeah.
there's her emotes.
There's three
You can click
emotes.
on her emotes and you can find her there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vexoria is wonderful. We love her. Both of us are huge fans. It looks like a lot of people are already subbed to her in the chat right now.
Wonderful.
So, you're I love seeing this. Please spam as many Vex emotes as you'd like. I love that. Yeah, most people are here from Vexoria, but you know, I wanted to make sure we shouted her out anyways, just because much love to her. We appreciate and love her content, and also, I mean, she's just a perfect example of someone who is helping normalize this kink,
Exactly.
and that's something that I want to do. I mean, that's something we're both doing right now just by talking about it.
Yeah.
Um, but that was one of my goals when I started my uh, YouTube channel. Was I wanted to make sure that the clips that I posted, obviously, I post stuff for everybody. I post about the like the boobas and thighs and like the thing that everybody loves. But I also make sure to clip kind of the kinkier stuff when we talk about like vor or steppies and stuff like that. Because I noticed that a lot of clip channels kind of stayed away from that and just kind of did the most basic like, whenever a streamer was like, haha, booba,
Yeah.
um, which is fine. And I still do it. But I'm just saying, I wish people also like shared kind of the more kinkier side of things so that that could be more openly accepted and normalized. And I'm happy that Vex is doing it. And I'm happy that we're doing it here right now.
Yeah. It's very nice to be able to do this.
Yeah, like, we don't have to, like when I was younger and even, like, up until, like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, but it's like, I was very closeted about, my kink. I didn't wanna share it with anyone, didn't wanna talk about it with anyone, um, and, now, not only am I talking it openly on a live stream in the public, you know what I mean? Like, anyone could, come in here and, see us talking about it, but also, uh, I've shared it with my friends and family. Some of my friends, because I've done a lot more with the size difference stuff, and some of it's even worked into like my actual professional work.
Yeah.
Um, I shared a bit of that with them, and they're all supportive. Some of them are just genuinely interested. Others don't really care, but they're like supportive anyways. So it's nice that I have people around me, both online and in real life, who are supportive of me, and I think that's important. I think you should always just surround yourself with people who are gonna support you.
And I fully agree with that because, like, there's no better feeling than knowing that the people around you support what you do.
Yeah. Like Helio said, I don't care about size all that much, and then it's the copium emo. That's good. Um, yeah. So, let's see. I guess I'm trying to think what other if there's any sub kinks that I didn't mention, because I mentioned my 2 biggest ones, but I mean, like, let me think. I don't know. I mean, like, so I normally prefer shrinking over growing. That's
Right.
just my personal thing. Vex has definitely made me a bit more interested in growing just because that's specifically her thing. So as osmosis, I've become, more interested in it. Um,
Yes.
but I do have an appreciation for like Amazons, like strong
Yes.
Amazons. That's just listen, strong ladies in general are just like beautiful,
100% agree.
Yeah. So, I would definitely add that as well. Um, so then, Danny, how did you become part of the size kink community? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you like, you don't just do streaming and happen to have a interest in size kink. I think you're also like genuinely part of the size kink community, like on Twitter and other places, right?
I am indeed.
Okay, so how did you even get into the community?
This is the best part. I found the size community on Twitter by complete and total accident.
Really?
I did not know it existed. I was looking something up on Twitter and accidentally clicked on one of the autofill options, which took me to size Twitter. And I'm like, wait a second.
There's other people who like this thing?
Yeah, I was like, hey, this art's good. Why haven't I found this sooner?
That's really funny.
So
Yeah,
it's
I think I got into it simply through, like, I think I started on DeviantArt, and I think that's where a lot of people who are into, like, kink stuff start, just
yeah,
because size DeviantArt is just a degenerate place for art.
it's true.
Um, I mean, it is called DeviantArt, so I guess, you can't be that surprised.
Yeah.
Um, but, yeah, I don't know, and I think just through, like, exploring a lot of, size stuff, I just eventually found that community on, Twitter and other places, and, yeah, I wouldn't say that so on this account, on my VTuber clipping account, I'm not really, like, heavily into the size community or anything. I'm
Right.
definitely not, like, shy about my interest, but I don't really engage in that side of the community. However, Glittery Sawa, hello, thank you for the follow. Um, I would say that, uh in the past, I have been, part of the size community, and I still am, but it's just, like, I kinda keep those 2 things a little bit separate, I
Yeah.
kinda like having my kink space, and I like having my, VTuber space, but, I'm also okay with kind of, teasing a little bit of that as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fun being able to, explore that space, and especially with people like Vexoria, who, you know, is a, VTuber first and foremost, but then also is obviously into that whole space.
Yeah. Like I know for a fact occasionally cultists will share some good stuff from size Twitter past.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. Whenever I see cultists share something like that, I'm always like, "Ooh," like, I appreciate it, you know what I mean? I'm like, "Oh, a nice little, tease," you know?
Ah, good
Um,
taste.
exactly, good taste, good taste. I always appreciate cultist has good taste, let's just say that. I
Yes,
mean, hell, you know, he's with Vexoria, so, like, of course he has good taste.
that's a fact.
Um Helios, uh, you may tell a story? Question mark. I'm saying that cautiously. Right now, my attention is mainly on Danny and what we're talking about. But if you want to share a story, I may take a look at it. Also, if it's appropriate to tell on stream, I don't know what story you want to tell, but um, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, I mean, I explained the way I got into it, so it was just more like through, being in other sites and communities and then being like, "Oh," just kind of branching out into a bunch of different places. I mean, there's other places too like other writing communities as well, where people
Yeah,
post stories and stuff. I've definitely written my own side stories. So I've done a lot. I've done a lot, and I really enjoy that community. It's a very open, um, generally accepting place.
yeah,
Obviously, you in any community you have bad actors or people who aren't, great.
it's true.
But I would say the community as a whole is very nice. Um, Danny, we will kind of get into this a bit more as we show off some of the pieces that I gathered. But are there any artists or content creators you particularly enjoy in the size community?
Oh boy, there are.
And there are a lot, and I'm not even going to name all the ones that I enjoy, but I will name drop a couple.
Same here. Like a few that come to mind initially is of course like we we'll discuss some of them I know in a bit, but
Okay,
some of them like Jorah Bora, I have to mention.
Jorah is great. Yep, yep.
It's like, I just have to. And then
If you're okay, so technically, they do, like, a lot of different kinks, but particularly vor, if
yeah,
you're into vor, Jorabor is amazing at it, and, also feet sometimes. I
that's
always
true.
appreciate when Jorah, uh, um, explores that as well, because it's not usually their thing, at least, like, as frequently as vor is.
Yeah, but they're really good.
Oh, yeah, they're amazing. So
And
Jorah Bora would
yeah,
definitely recommend.
and if like written stories are kind of your thing, Ray Hino.
Ooh.
Ray writes fucking amazing scenarios.
Okay, you'll have to send that to me later. I don't think I've heard of them. Maybe I have and I'm just not.
I
But definitely
yeah,
share them with me later.
I love her stories so much. And another one off the top of my head, a good friend, Vicky.
Oh,
Love
good,
Vicky's
yeah.
art.
Vicky is wonderful. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yep, Vicky is
she
wonderful.
she is such a sweetheart.
I could not agree more. Also, oh, let me think. I hope you'll remember, 'cause and I feel bad that I'm blanking, I should not be but, the person who writes the college stories.
Oh, I I got him right here. Hold on.
Okay, please do, because they also commission a ridiculous amount of art as well.
So good, so good art. Is it Shiogorath or Shiogorath?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sheograth or Sheogorath, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They do amazing, not only size stories, but they also commission a lot of artists in the community to do art for those stories and their characters, and that stuff is just wonderful.
Will agree. And let's see who's in the. I know one more that I wanted to mention because anyone that has been on Twitter and sees my profile picture, uh, Carolyn Gervalt, really
Okay.
high quality renders.
Yeah, you'll have to send me that later. I've not heard of them.
But yeah, my profile picture. That
Is from them.
yep,
Awesome. Yeah, so for me, I mean, uh there's a couple that we'll shout out here as we're looking at the, examples that I pulled. But it's nice to see so many talented people in the community. Yeah, oh my god, there's a we didn't even scratch the surface with how many great people there
oh
are, for the
god, yeah.
record. Um, I think, one that I really wanted to shout out is, on Kinky.
Yes.
I mean, her stuff is just perfection, you know? I
Mm,
love her stuff. Um And she does a huge variety. She doesn't do just, like, one thing either. Um, and let me think, what was, oh, so we're not showing their, art here, but someone who we were talking about before the stream and,
yep.
someone who is, like, classic, like an OG in the community. If you search, this is very easy and searchable, Pogo Joe. Pogo Joe is, like, classic. They're still making stuff, but it's very, like, maybe once every few months or something, if that.
Yes.
Um, which is understandable given, like, how high quality their stuff is. But yeah, would highly recommend checking out them. Oh, you know who's someone I can't believe I didn't mention them. Um, yeah, this is how you know how long I've been in the size community is the fact that, like, Pogo Joe is, like, one of the first
Yep.
ones that came to mind. Um, oh my gosh, Alice. Alice,
Oh yes, Alice.
what's her full name though? I have to look this up now. Because she does, or I okay, I apologize because like I assume she because Alice. I
Oh,
mean,
Alice Magic.
yeah, Alice
Yeah,
Magic. There we
Alice
go.
Magic is boy.
Is boy.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, cool.
really
Uh,
talented animator.
yeah, amazing. I mean, you can literally just search Alice Magic on YouTube right now and go and see all of their fantastic,
Cause like,
animations, many of which are, VTuber related.
yep, a
So,
lot of Hololive, and then my favorite is the RPG heroine
yeah. You know what?
series.
Actually, I might show that on stream.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fine. That would be
that's
fine too.
fine. Um, let me see. And then I also might do I might do the one with Rushia stepping. I think that's
That was cute. I like that
yeah.
one.
Oh my gosh. I there's so many of these I wanna look at now. Okay. We will come back to this. But yeah, so those are kind of some of the people that we recommend, that we just enjoy. But now that we're kinda done going through some of, like, the questions and, talking about what we like and our opinions, I wanna show some examples on stream,
Yeah.
and talk about it with everybody. So, I hope you're ready for that. So, first and foremost, um, let me see. Let me start showing it on my I think this?
Are we gonna start with the chart?
Yeah, hold on one sec. Oh, I think I did the wrong there we go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
there it
make that a
is.
bit
I'll
bigger.
put it on my end. There we go.
Nice. Yep, so this is a chart for everybody.
Yeah,
So this
good little overview.
yeah, so this chart is from Vexoria. And it just shows an example of size difference. It shows the chart of her. At this point, she's gotten bigger and longer actually now
Yeah.
since this was posted. But at the time of this, she was 275 feet tall. And you can see compared to a pyramid, 213 feet tall, she's bigger than a pyramid. She's bigger than a building, a 15-story building,
Yep.
bigger than a 20-foot house, bigger than a city bus, and
Ooh.
definitely bigger than cultist.
Yeah, look at Cultist down there.
I mean, yeah, cultist. You can't even see cultist down there. Look, he's like a little. He's a little purple speck, a little
Yeah,
purple dot.
I love
So,
that.
yeah, this is a perfect example of, what size differences, of, what people enjoy about it. Um, oh god, how does her live cam fit this? Normally, either I believe, Vexoria can shrink herself with magic or, she just has a really big camera, you know?
Yeah,
It's a really big camera to fit a really big lady.
it's true.
Yep.
A lot of
So,
repairs have to be done to the hissing depths.
yeah. Well, I always feel bad whenever yeah, she can shrink. I always feel bad whenever Vex goes to the Weary 101. Um because while it's great to see her there, you always know she's gonna put in at least one or two holes in the ceiling.
Yeah, and more than likely leave Taka a flustered mess.
Oh yeah, but I mean we love to see that though.
Yes, we live for this.
And Takas, may not show that he likes it, but you know, we know better.
We all kind of relate to this.
Yeah. Taka needs to put in a retractable ceiling. Yeah, you're right. He does have a lot of guests who are bigger than like normal human size. So that's kind of on him if you think about it. It's kind of his fault.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is Vex, this is chart. So now we'll go into an example of just a tame example of size difference.
Yeah,
So here you go. This is an art piece by, I believe, Thunder After Dark.
it is.
You can look up their art. They are amazing. They do a lot of this stuff. Some of it a bit more explicit than others. But yeah, this is like just someone who has happened to grow in size, and they are embarrassed and a little they're sorry for wrecking the building.
I love that one. It's
Yeah.
genuinely so cute.
And you can see, at the very bottom of that art piece, you see, like, a little person looking up with a little, like, exclamation point, like, "Whoa, like, what's going on?" You can
Right.
even see, like, the buildings around, and you see the plane in the sky in the background. Oh, I mean, Vex is bigger than this, for sure.
Yeah, Vex is bigger since the chart was made.
Yeah. So Vex is this big and bigger. So if you like the idea of that, you know, you should let, Vex know that in the future.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, I love that. "Ah, sorry for the growing. Oh, and the property damage too." Listen, you can't blame a giant for a little bit of, property damage. It's just it comes with the territory.
It just kinda happens.
It's natural, okay? You know?
Like, I know in my instances, I am rather clumsy, so things happen,
And
and
you know what? It's okay. We forgive you for it, okay?
that is appreciated. I don't think the city shares the same, opinion, but
You know what? They'll get over it. I think they're being a little sensitive, you know?
they'll come around.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Giants date rich people so they can pay for the property damages. Yes. I love that. Danny, you need to find yourself, you know, uh, sugar daddy, sugar mama, you know, someone who can help, um, pay the bills.
That's a good idea.
I Saku, you've put in a great idea. A
Stepladder.
sugar stepladder. That's good, I love that, yes. Just like superheroes, property damage is natural. Yeah, exactly. Oh, but yeah, so that is this piece. Here is another one. Here is another one.
Ooh, that
Uh,
one's a little larger. There we go.
yeah, this one's a bit longer. But yeah, that's Little Mac. If you don't know these characters, Little Mac from Punch Out, sleeping on Samus's abs. Which
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you're into abs, look at
Mm,
that. Look at that.
high quality.
Yeah, very high quality.
That's also by Thunder.
Yep, also by the same artist, by Thunder After Dark.
Thunder
Uh,
draws really good abs. I
yeah,
will have to say that.
I think the next one is also after Thunder After Dark, so just keep that in mind. But yeah. So again, I thought this was a very nice, tame piece for anyone who enjoys ab. It's just kind of Samus looking down with a smile, a little smirk.
That smirk.
Um, I also love. You see that beauty mark?
So good.
It's a little beauty mark. I'm gonna zoom in on that. Look at that. Look at that beauty mark. And then yeah, I mean, just appreciate the abs.
Oh.
Whoa, Helios. Um, hold on. I'm trying to read through this real quick. Cool. I'm glad you had a good time. Uh, yeah, cool. It in the future, I would recommend if you wanna share that kinda story, you can share it, like, on Discord or something. But, you know, if it's not super relevant to, like, the stream or the chat, you know, we can talk about that another time. But, hey, thank you for sharing that story,
Yeah.
and, I'm glad you had a good time, with, VL's birthday. That's very nice. I'm glad that you were there to, you know, cheer up and make a positive impact. Um Okay, so yeah, that is this piece. Really cute. Really, I mean, this is just more on like the very gentle side of things.
Yeah.
The next one, now from now on, we're getting a bit more into kinkier territory, and this one is a bit more subdom power dynamics culture. So here we have this one, another one by Thunder After Dark,
Oop.
and it's someone who's listen, just they're helping do a little cleaning. Um and the person is just on looking, enjoying and admiring their
Yeah.
and this is one I especially enjoyed just for the scenario and the power dynamic of, you know, that's someone's shoe and the person's cleaning it and obviously kind of putting their back into it, and the person's just kind of watching and enjoying, and their foot's kind of coming towards the shoe as if they're going to put it on as a little tease, sweeping the floor footprints, nothing out of the ordinary. Exactly. Aiko, you said that's one of your faves by them. Yep. See, I would like to think I have good taste.
I would agree with this.
I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, so I think that these have been some good examples of as we go in to see more and more what size kink is about, and some examples of these different other sub-genres within the kink, because not everyone who
Exactly.
likes size difference likes this.
Yeah,
We do, but not everyone likes this. So I'm just showing examples of things that not only are good examples of kind of like pure size difference, but also like things that I personally enjoy.
exactly. And honestly, like the teasing aspect of this makes it so much better.
Oh, I love the facial expression. I mean, this is perfect. I gotta go. The job hunt is calling me. Have a nice stream. Thank you. Thank you very much, Fluffy. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us. Yeah. So I'll move on to the next one. So this one is called After Work. And this is by Polypheus. And this person is more of a 3D artist. So there's not a lot of the size difference drawings can not only be 2D and traditional drawing, but they can also be 3D.
Yeah.
And what I like about this is that this is actually less teasing and kind of power dynamics as the other one. I mean, obviously there is power dynamic here, but it's more gentle. This is someone who's just sleeping. I mean, they even have like a switch as if like they fell asleep while playing video games. And they're just getting a massage, you know? And I love that for them, you know,
That's another really cute one.
right? It's like kinky, but also wholesome. It's lewdsome, you know?
Yes. And we live for that here.
We on this channel, on my Twitch, on my YouTube, we live for the lewdsome. I
Exactly.
also can I just say I also appreciate the background. I know that's not important at all, but like I like how there's like the streamed lights in the background,
Right?
and like the window is kind of like I don't know exactly what that's meant to be, but like I just like the effect of like how it's kind of more
It's covered in condensation.
yeah, exactly.
It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Very, very aesthetically pleasing. So, and also the colors in this are just very warm. Like you see how she's wearing either black or very dark colored jeans. And then because, the feet are much like lighter colored, it kind of like brings more attention to them. I
Yeah.
think there's just a lot of like interesting, like actual like art theory that goes into this as well.
It's a lot of very warm contrast.
Yeah. So mwah, I love this one. The next one I believe is also a 3D work done by another artist, and this one is for Vor. So this one, this one is by Uschi 3. Uschi 3, USCHI 3. They are a 3D artist. And this is an example of 3D art, how again, it's not just 2D or traditional. And it's vor related. There's nothing explicit about this, just someone who is hanging on to the top lip, and kind of being teased by the mouth below. This is
Exactly.
something that people who are into Slurp Pop, hello. I love that name, by the way. Thank you
Good
for
name.
following. It's a fantastic name, especially given what we're showing off right now. Um,
Aiko knows what's up.
yeah. Um, Aiko, I want you to know I think you have great taste. Um, and yeah, so I'll be honest, I actually don't even really specifically follow Uschi 3, but I just happen to see their work. And how about this? I'll tell you, I'll definitely be looking at more of it later. Um, Zweigs, Vil, hello. Just want to say I love size difference and especially giantess base stomp trampling. Hey, Zwikes, you know what? Just for you, I'm gonna give you a little gift. Thank you for coming. Um, Here you go. There's some steppies for you, okay?
Beautiful.
I had to grab coffee, but I loved the previous photo with the nice massage. Oh, thank you, thank you. I loved that too. Um, so yeah, I really, and again, just coming back, hey, Voco, thank you for the steppies. Thank you. Yep, Zwikes, there you go. You know what's up. Um, I love the power dynamic here, where it's like someone kinda helplessly hanging on, um, uh, as they're kinda dangling over, the mouth waiting for them to drop.
Also looks like they might be standing on tiptoes on a tooth.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly. So, I like that too. Um, Twix, but Z is also fine. So Zwix. Zwix. Okay, cool. Zwix. I like that.
Cool.
Um And, Voco, for the record, when I give free steppies, you do not have to, use your points on that if you wanna save them for something else. But I do appreciate you using that. That's very nice. Um, Listen, I'm just, you know, right now I just wanna give the people what they want. We're talking about steppies, we're talking about size difference, so it only feels
Yes.
right for me to give a little free steppies. Uh, Nambom, what did I join into, Vil? You know what? You see the
Culture.
culture, you did, it's culture. You see the title of the Twitch, stream. We're talking about size difference, and this is, part of it. This is Vor. If you followed, Vexori the Sun Eater, uh, you definitely would, know what that is. Someone needs to pay the bill around here. You know what, Voco? You're doing, the Lord's work. Um, Zwix, one of the greatest pleasures since becoming a streamer is making steppies for other streamers. You know what, Zwix? We might talk in the future, okay? We might do a little chatting. All right, just keep that in mind. Size King collab stream. Yeah, exactly. You didn't see the title. Good to know. Yeah. So that's this one. We'll move on to the next one. Now, this, if you know anything about Size Kink or specifically Vor, you know who Carbo is.
Yep.
Carbo is another OG, much like Pogo Joe. And yeah, I mean, this is just an awesome piece. Um, some are more sexually explicit than others, but most are actually just kind of maw shots like this.
Yeah.
And that's something I really like about them. And, I think this is a funny scenario because it's like walking the plank with pirates, except instead of, like, walking into the ocean or, like, walking into, like, a shark's mouth or something, or a kraken, it's just like, "Yep, that's just a giant woman,"
Yep.
like, so walk the plank right into the mouth. Um,
Exactly.
and look, she looks so happy about it too. I
She's
mean,
ready.
yeah, like, how can you not?
Be
You're
rude,
supposed to be afraid of walking the plank, though. Listen, I wouldn't be afraid of walking the plank, but I'm sure some
right?
people might. You know what I mean? Some people might. Slurp Pop, it's going really well. Thank you. I've really been enjoying this stream. Danny, thank you for, we're not ending, but I just want to say in general, thank you for being here, for collabing with me. This has been a lot of fun so far.
It's my pleasure. I'm happy we're doing this. This has been fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to be able to talk about this with someone else who is equally into the same thing. I
Yes.
think I'll go swimming with the sharks, thanks. And you know what? That's fine. Not everyone is into this, but we like to show a little bit of everything around here. Vil, I know you're the crab. I might ask, and your tops pronouns. If you're asking for my pronouns are he, him. But Liv, the girl who is here with me, who I am, who I'm sitting on top. Oh, who I'm sitting on top of, Liv is she her. So I'm he him. Liv is she her. But yeah, Danny, I don't think we talked about this, and I know what it is. But just for the viewers, what are your pronouns, please?
I am she, her.
She, her. Thank you very much. I just figured since someone else asked me, might as well.
Yeah,
Might as well do yours as well. Um, but yeah, Zwix, thank you very much for asking. That was nice of you to check. Okay, so we are done looking at that. But I figured we've kind of gone over everything we wanted to talk about, and we also checked out all the examples I had. But since we talked about Alice Magic earlier, Danny, why don't we kind of react to some Alice Magic videos together?
I agree with this.
Cool, let's do that. Uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna ba 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 turn that off for just a moment. Uh, let me see. I'm going to turn off my ambience and music. Ambience, music. All right. Now we can oh, let me see. I don't know probably minus he, him, or she, her, or her reaction. I just got back from a volleyball practice because we're getting ready for a volleyball tournament. Oh, well, good luck with volleyball. Oatsmate, wanted to ask you, did you draw your avatar yourself? I didn't know you were the crab. Okay, so no, I did not draw my avatar myself. My avatar is done by one of my closest friends. One of my very good artist friends. She uh, she's just a friend of mine from college who happens to be a very good artist, and so I asked her to do, the art for my model. And so you'll see, like, all these different, versions, whether it's, this or the vibing or steppies, all these were done by her, and I'm actually commissioning her to do more expressions in the future. So yeah.
Yeah,
Slurp, you just don't know your pronouns yet. Okay, well, that's okay. We'll probably just call you by name, but otherwise, I would probably maybe just say they. They is always a very safe term. I think
yeah.
I always kind of like
The
using that
a
because it
good
works for
neutral term.
anybody. Yeah. Um, Obviously, you should always call people what they want to be called, but if you're not
Exactly.
sure, they them is usually a safe way to go. But yeah, Oatsmate, I did not make my model, but my credits are actually in my Twitch, about me page, and on all of my YouTube videos. In my description, I always have her art links, so you can always see that.
And I always
Uh,
tell people if they want to know about mine, because my model was made by Disrupio Flow, and
mhm.
it was rigged by SP Size.
Ooh,
Good friends.
that's awesome. Let me see what happens when I show that. Okay, cool.
Let's see, which one are we starting with?
I was going to start with the RPG heroine,
The very
the
first
world
one.
map.
Oh, the world map one, the new one.
Yeah, yeah, the new one. I mean, we can also, I don't, is there an, we can go in order, I guess.
I was just trying to figure out which one we were starting with so I could put it up on screen.
Let me think. Let me think. You know what? Here, yeah, let's just do the one that I had. Let's do the
Yeah,
world map one.
that'll be a good one.
Okay, cool. All right. Uh, Wait, if we're starting it at the same time, do you want me to like count you down?
That would probably help.
Okay. So we'll start on go. Okay.
Alright,
All right. Three, two, one, go. Alice Magic does amazing stuff.
right?
RPG heroine who looks giant on the overworld, but actually is that big. I mean, we've all seen this, you know, in older games.
Right?
Uh-oh, world map. I like how she's unperturbed. She's just like, what?
Right?
Look at that giant eye and that tiny dragon. From heroine to goddess of destruction.
I love it so much.
Yep.
And I like how their first instinct is to attack her.
It's like she's not even like you know, there's no point.
Right?
Doesn't even do any damage. Let's see. So here's another one. Titan, yeah, pretty much. Here's a HoloLive animation. Stepping on a fan. This is with Rushia. I'm sure if you're into VTubing, I'm sure you know Rushia. You ready to start?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, there's a lot. The music is so wholesome.
It is. Like, it's so lighthearted.
Something else you can do with sync issues is streaming your screen over on Discord call. Yeah, we might do that in the future, but this is just simple for now because we didn't plan this. We didn't think we were react to stuff, but
This was
it is
something we
fun.
decided like right before.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm on the Corona's room inspection.
That one's so cute.
Yeah, exactly. Steppies don't have to be cruel and lewd. They can also be comforting, cozy steppies. I like both. I like both.
Exactly.
Are you ready?
There it is. All right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. I love Corona. Oh my god, she's holding the house. Just chucks the roof.
It's fine. Dark Souls.
Ooh. I don't think I've seen that. Oh my god, that's so funny. I forgot. That's so good.
Love
Oh my
that.
gosh, I love that.
Uh,
That was really funny. Hey, why don't we watch the Great Sea Battle? I think that's another good one.
is another good one.
Tell me when you have it pulled up.
Got it.
Oh, I love Corona. That was so funny. Yeah, he just got fucking laser beam. All right, we'll go at go. 3, 2, 1, go.
I think this is one that Alice said took like 3 or 4 months to animate.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Man, not only is it amazing animation, but also like it's almost 2 minutes long.
Yeah, like all the details and stuff.
Also, like there had to be a lot of storyboarding that went into this.
A lot of rough drafts.
I like that Gura has like the floaties.
Like Ame just there in the water.
Gura. I am your captain. I run the ship now.
The Apex
So,
overlay.
Converse, gun?
I hope to get this good at animating someday. Hey, Zwix, I'm sure you will someday. I really appreciate your art, and obviously the animations that you've done, the steppy emotes and stuff. You do good work. I love that looks like a Cthulhu monster.
It's so good. There we go.
Yeah. And then poor Pekora.
He's gone. Yeah, Swix. Or is floating
That
and
was
say dumb.
that was great. Let me see. There's gotta be another one. What's another one we can check out? I think. Are any of Alice's animations more explicit? I can't.
The only one I could think of being questionable would be Sleeping Mountain,
Okay.
but that's just
Because
for
I think.
Twitch reasons.
Yeah, I think Kaiju Wars could
I,
be a good one.
I think I think that one would be okay.
Also, I think Noelle eating her viewers. I don't think that one would be anything explicit, right? Kind of taking a gamble here, but
Need to load that one up in another tab.
I pulled those two up on different tabs. I'm also curious. Let's look at Through the Window. I think that'll be a cute
I
one.
think that one's pretty cute. Just opened up playlists
Okay.
instead of videos. Nice.
We'll start with Kaiju Wars.
Another tab, and let's see. Which one was the second one?
Kaiju Wars, and then Noelle eating her viewers,
Right.
and then the Through the Window.
Cue those up. Just make sure they don't
Ready?
autoplay.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
All right.
Good to go.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Music.
The humming.
Oh, I love the pixel art.
So good. All the references in this.
Yeah. Oh my god, Korone.
ほんとちっちゃくて
So
食べられ
good.
るこれ食べれる
All right. Ready for the next one?
Okay, let me
食べられち
rewind
ゃ
it
う
a
ぐら
bit
いの
because
小さ
apparently
な
it started auto-playing in the background.
It's okay. Mine did too. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
ち声キュウリってやつかこれ
I like how they're all little
食べられちゃ
knights.
うぐらいの小さな
They are.
ほんとちっちゃいほんとちっちゃくて食べられるこれ食べれるだって何でも食べちゃうからね
That's just adorable. She was so happy.
She was.
All right, let me know when you're ready for the next one.
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. The destruction of the entire city.
It's fine. It'll buff out.
Yeah, no big deal. Just a little kiss.
Yeah. And she's off.
Very, very, very wholesome. Very
Yeah.
wholesome. Destroying the whole city and then just being like, "Mwah. Okay, bye."
Very wholesome.
Yeah. Thank you for watching some of those with me.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's like technically the first time I've ever done that on stream.
Done what, like reacting to something?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think the first time I did it was yesterday. I was reacting to some VTuber clips and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was really cute. Yeah, I mean, Alice Magic stuff is fantastic, and it's even better that only like us. Not only are they in the size community, but they also, they're in the VTuber community.
Yeah. Like Alice has done a lot of Hololive animations specifically. Very good.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Um, Danny, is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we kind of start wrapping things up?
That is a good question.
I mean, you can think about it for a little bit. I think the only thing that I wanted to mention, and this is just kind of random, but I forget. Oh, I remember what it's called now. There's a project. I don't even know if they've still been updating it recently. But just something that I remember I really enjoyed a while ago, and I'll have to look back into it. There's a 3D VR game called, I think it's called Resize Me.
Yes. I know
And I
exactly
mean,
the game you're talking about.
yeah, and it's just fantastic. Like you know, it's like really high quality. There's something there for everybody if you're into size stuff. Particularly if you're more into like the playfully cruel kind of side of things, maybe not as gentle. But I mean, it's amazing. And if you don't have VR, that's fine. It's like just you can also obviously just play it on your desktop, but it is
Exactly.
so good. It is one of the highest quality like size games I've seen in a while. And again, I don't know if they're still updating. But I think it's a project that they're obviously still working on. It's just like a lot of work for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of wanted to shout that out. Yeah, Resize Me is a lot of fun. Zwix, if you could be crushed by a giantess, would it be via steppies, being sat on, or other? Um, it should be pretty obvious based on what I've been talking about and what my interests are. But I would 100% say steppies is like my absolute number one. But my second, I would probably say Eaton. Listen, Vex can do whatever she wants to me. That's all I'm That's all
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
say.
And
Um, but yeah, so those are my personal favorites.
I would I would go with being sat on first, then
That's
Stephanie Steph.
fair. That's fair. I know a lot of people would agree with you.
And
I always joke because I think the main thing, like, the most normal question, at least like when asked like for your preferences and stuff when it comes to like you know, uh things of the sexual nature that you
yes,
enjoy. People always tend to ask, like, "Oh, are you a boobs person or an ass person?" And I always joke, I'm like, neither. I'm a I'm a feet person.
and usually when I'm asked that question, I go with the obvious answer or surprise them and hit them with thighs.
Oh, thigh. I mean, listen, we can all appreciate thighs.
Yes,
Um, and also, if you had a gun to my head and I had to choose booba or you know, but I would have to say, I think ass is definitely more
I can agree with that.
my preferred, my speed. Yeah, everyone loves a good pair of thighs.
Swix, that
It's
is
hard
an
for me to pick a
amazing
favorite.
emote.
It's hard. Yeah, that's an amazing emote. I love that. I feel like I need to get something like that in the future. It's hard for me to pick a favorite, but I think less likely one I'd go for is being suffocated. Oh,
That's
armpit.
another one.
A lot of people like armpit. And listen, oh my gosh, if you like armpit content, please make sure you go follow Marina. Um,
Yep,
Marina is not only just a great person and a great VTuber, and a Dami mommy, but also she loves all things sweat slash armpits. Okay, good. Just making sure.
Marina knows
Um,
what's up too.
yeah, she knows what's up. Um, so would highly recommend her. Um, and yeah, she's someone who is definitely I've always been like tangentially kind of into it. Like I almost never look up armpit content
Yep.
myself, but whenever I see it, I'm just kind of like, yeah, yeah, that's good, Zwix, um, do you two have a preference on what shoes you'd like to be stepped on, or is barefoot your preference? Thank you for these questions, by the way. I like these questions. Um, my preference is usually almost always say barefoot. Uh, but, if you see what Liv is wearing, gladiator sandals, and just sandals in general are, fantastic. Um, so yeah, that's kind of another one. I like
Yeah,
flats. Flats are also good shoe wear, and boots. Like, if we're talking,
fair.
like, you know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
very fair. And I would have to say like the same. Primarily barefoot, definitely prefer. But as far as shoes go, I have a big weak spot for Converse.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't mention Converse. Yeah, for sure. Converse are great.
Yes.
Converse and, like, skater shoes and,
Oh yeah. And
yep, combat boots, yep. That's when I said boots. I mean, there's so
yeah.
many different kinds
And
of boots. There's, like, biker boots,
thigh high
combat
boots,
boots, thigh-high boots, oh my
stiletto
gosh,
boots.
stiletto boots, adventuring boots, like leather boots.
Yep.
I mean, the list goes on.
We got like the platform boots.
You know, it's funny, I don't mind high heels. Some people do look good in high heels, but it's never been a go-to for me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I'm with you, Swix. Hiking boots, yeah, exactly. Swix, I love this is beautiful. I love what we're doing here. Winter boots are also nice and comfy. Yeah, you're
Yes.
right. Like, especially, like, the fluffy kind.
Yep.
Oh, and moccasins. Moccasins are also good.
Yeah, this is definitely perfect for a Q&A time.
Yeah, right, exactly. Um Any other questions? This is perfect. I Zwix, again, thank you for these inquiries. For me, the armpit thing has a lot to do with pheromones. So warm, tight boots kind of give me the same satisfaction. You're right. You're
Yes.
right. I personally, I didn't mention this, but I really enjoy in shoe um, size difference stuff as well.
Yep.
So obviously, if I like foot content, the idea of being like in a shoe is also very appealing. So for the kind of for the same reason as what you're talking about, Zwix. Um,
Like another thing that kind of grows on you is scent play.
so Danny and Vil plan to do similar collabs in the future. Yeah, I don't think this will be our last collab for sure. I think we'll
Absolutely
definitely
would
do
love
more
to
in the
do more.
future. Yeah. We would have to talk about what we would want to do, but honestly, like I would love to do. We would have to think of other themes, so we're not just talking about the same things over and over. But I
True.
would love to do like another similar size themed, um, um, you know, stream. We would just have to think
Absolutely.
of, like, maybe we find, like, a non-explicit size game we can play or
Ooh.
something, you know what I mean? Or, maybe we similar to that, like, I don't know if there's other content similar to Alice's that are, like, size related, but not explicit. I don't know. We always have to kinda toe the line because I want us to do more content like this because obviously it is something that I really care about, and it's one of
Same
my,
here.
kinks, but and I wanna share it with people, but I also just don't wanna worry about towing the line with Twitch on, like, what is and isn't okay.
Yeah.
I think everything we've shown and talked about here today has been totally above board, like,
Yeah.
nothing bad, but, I wanna be overly cautious.
Exactly.
For Giantess stomping art, do you prefer the more realistic result or basically invincible tinies? Um, yeah, gaming content, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, we might not it doesn't always have to be size related. I'm sure we can all just do other stuff and hang out together.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying because it's a shared interest of us, I think it would be fun if we did more stuff related to that. But yeah, I mean, we can always just game together or chat about something else. But yeah, we can. I'm sure we'll come up with other stuff we
Yeah.
want to do. Um, but yeah, I definitely think doing more. If we could think of other ways to branch out. I think if we did more size stuff together, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Um,
Agree.
for Giantess stomping art, do you prefer the more realistic result or basically invisible tinies? So, the my answer is it depends on my mood, honestly.
Same. Big
Like
same.
a lot of what I enjoy depends on my mood because sometimes I like this feeling of uh you want it to be like, yeah, invincible, get the sensation of, like, the pressure of being stepped on, but, like, you don't have to worry about, like, obviously, like, the fatality of it or, like, the also, like, the morality of it, because like, obviously, it's like, "Oh, you just killed someone," you know what I mean? Like, that's, like even in a fantasy sense, like, that can be, like sometimes you can hand wave it away, but also, like, because it's more cruel, it also has other implications and, I don't know. Also, like, even if, it is more fatal, maybe, like, they can revive the person or maybe, like,
Yeah.
um yeah, exactly. Like, there's other ways you can get around that too. But, honestly, if I had to say, I think more often than not, I actually do enjoy the more realistic result, just because, um, if they're invincible, that kinda takes away the power dynamics for me. Like, I guess not as much because, I mean, there is still, like, ways that you can
Yeah.
impose your power over, like, trapping a invincible tiny or something like that. But, like, I don't know, I do like the realistic, um, uh, scenario of, like, having to kinda, like, fear for their safety.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's part of the enjoyment for me.
Like another one of the subcategories there, fear play.
Fear play, yes, thank you for saying that. Yeah, exactly. Um, and then like I said, like, because I really enjoy that fantasy element of, the idea of being, quote unquote, like squished like a bug or something like that. Whether it's the threat of it or actually doing it, I enjoy that. And it's like it's funny. I'm gonna like semi psychoanalyze myself right now. But it's like, sometimes I really do enjoy that idea of like in the fantasy sense of like being stepped on and squished or whatever. Um, and it's like obviously in real life, I would never want to like actually die.
Yes,
But also in a fantasy sense, it's like it's more about what the power dynamic shows, like
exactly.
the fact that they could do that, or if they do that, it's kinda like the ultimate domination. I kinda mentioned that earlier. But also, jokingly, I say this, you know, like, Danny, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like our generation is, like, we like to do a lot of either self-deprecating or, like, nihilistic jokes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh
So
God,
it's
I
like
do.
a Yeah, exactly. So it's like the whole like, "Oh, I just wanna die," or whatever, you know what I mean? Or like, that kinda thing. And I almost feel like it
God.
kinda plays into that. I could be very wrong, but I think it's kinda funny, this idea of like, you know, in a fantasy sense of like, "You know what? I don't wanna have to worry about, like, the world's worries and, like, paying taxes and, like, working a job and stuff like that. Like, you know what?
Yep.
I'll just be tiny and just, like, step on me and get it over with or whatever, and I can enjoy that for a little bit
Yeah.
before, like,
Just give me the big squish. There you go.
Yeah, exactly, there you go. Um, so I think that's a funny element to it, but, I think there's a lot of things that people can enjoy about, um, size difference as a
Yeah.
kink. Whether you enjoy it for the very gentle, reasons, very wholesome reasons, or whether you enjoy it for the very, like, lewd, kinky reasons. I mean, there's something for everyone, I think. And,
Exactly.
like and really in my head, I could be wrong, but just like, I think you could take almost any kink and just add size difference to it.
You really
Do you
can.
know what I mean? Like, it works for almost anything.
It's like size differences. Think of it this way: size difference is like an active modifier.
Yeah, exactly. It's kinda like, in a video game where you big head mode?
Yep.
It's like that. Take anything you're already interested in and just sprinkle in a little size difference. Just make it bigger or smaller or whatever, and just see how you feel about that, and there you go.
Yeah.
That's a little size difference for you.
It's like it never hurts to try.
Zwix, I see there was a great animation I saw where tiny at different levels stand more than the last. Yeah, I like that idea. If I did pick how to die, it's being stepped on by a giant woman. It's definitely up there. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what, Zwix? That's what we were just talking about. I'm with you. I
Exactly.
feel you.
And
The final steppy, exactly.
exactly. And to answer your question there, Rocco, I'm basically just waiting on Twitch.
Just waiting to see what Twitch says.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just waiting to see what Twitch says.
Well, good. Hey, good luck on getting
Thank you.
affiliate.
Do appreciate
I'm
that.
I'm rooting for you.
Hopefully.
What was the latest thing what was the last thing you needed to
I basically have it. The only thing I could think of is just average views, but that's about it.
Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sure you'll get that in no time.
Yeah. Just gotta keep at it.
Um, yeah, and hey, you know what? Please make sure if you enjoyed watching my stream and you enjoyed watching us talk and go over size difference and everything we've shown, please make sure you go to check out Danny as well. Danny is a good friend, and obviously has good taste. So if you enjoyed hanging out here, I'm sure you'd enjoy talking with Danny as well.
And the same thing goes for everyone in my chat. If you like the stuff that I talk about normally, check out Bill. Bill's a great friend. I've known
Thank
for a
you.
long time.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I really appreciate it. All right. I think this is kind of a good place to close it off. We're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah.
So let me see. I want to see
Uh,
who we can raid.
I was just thinking about that. Do you mind if I have a suggestion?
Yes. Let me see who I have and see if there's because I mean obviously we can raid.
Yeah.
Um, but let me see if there's anyone I really wanna raid. If not, I'm happy I mean, you can also just tell me your suggestion. Who would you suggest?
Another good friend of mine, you I don't know if you know them or not, Fairy Dooney.
Oh, yes, so I do know of them, yes. We haven't
Dooney
spoken before,
yeah,
but yes, I know her.
Dooney is doing her first, subathon today
Oh, really?
for her birthday.
That's very nice. You know what? Let's do that. I wanna do that then. Um, what is it Fairy Dooney? Is that just is it or is it different on Twitch?
It's Fairy Dooney.
Okay, cool. I think I can search that. Uh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to say again, thank you everyone for coming. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate that people wanted to come and not only like hang out with us, but also hear us talk about size kink. That
Yeah,
was that was a lot of fun. I was kind of I don't want to say I was worried. I thought this would be an interesting topic, even for people who maybe weren't like into it or anything. But I was kind of worried. This is a bit more of like a semi explicit topic, and because not everyone's into certain kinks, I thought maybe some people would just kind of check out and not be interested in hanging out. So the fact that people liked this topic and wanted to hear us talk about it,
yeah,
that means a lot.
it
You
does.
learned a lot today. Good.
That's what we love to see.
Yeah, we love to see that. I'm glad you're taking notes. Um, so yeah, hey, if you liked this stuff, consider not only following me here on Twitch, but also subscribing to my YouTube or checking out my Discord. We can all, hang out. I have even a place where people could talk about their kinks and we can share stuff like that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I will also
Uh,
say this. I do
yes.
very much vouch for VIL's content.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Thank you, Danny.
We have a very similar sense of humor, and I appreciate it a lot.
Well, good. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And non-bomb, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Even though you're not into it, the fact that it was a learning experience for you is nice. And I
Yeah,
hope that even if you're not into it, maybe you at least gained a small appreciation, at least for you can either see why others enjoy it, or maybe there's even a small aspect that you could find that maybe you like. And Voco, thank you for hanging out here and hearing us talk about it. So yeah, and again, we've mentioned it many times, but if you've been into this as well, Vexoria is also a fantastic,
yes.
you know, example of that. So have a wonderful day, everyone. I'm going to start the raid.
Same here. Big thank you to everyone that stopped by today.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to more in the future.
Yes, we will definitely plan for something again sometime in the future. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon.
Yep. Later, everyone.
Bye.